Okay, let's talk about one of the sneakiest causes of stress on any team: money. Or, to be more specific, the miscommunication around it that can quietly sabotage even the best cultures.
And this is the perfect place to start. It's so easy to jump to conclusions, right? To assume someone was being careless or disrespectful. But what we find is, most of the time, that's just not what's happening. The conflict isn't born out of malice.
So that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? If we're dealing with good people who have good intentions, then where does all this tension and frustration actually come from?
Well, it starts small. Think of it like a tiny crack in a window. At first, you barely notice it, but over time, it splinters and grows until it becomes a huge problem. These aren't big, dramatic blow-ups, at least not at first. They're these quiet, creeping misunderstandings.
Does any of this sound familiar? One person checks a spreadsheet and thinks, great, we've got money left. Someone else makes a quick purchase for the team, not having any idea that the budget is already gone. And then a third person is just busy and waits a few days to log their receipts. Each of these actions is totally innocent on its own, but together, they create a perfect storm of confusion.
So here's the crucial point. The problem isn't the people, it's the process. We all default to blaming individuals for being disorganized or just not paying attention, when in reality, they're often just stuck working inside a flawed system.
And this completely reframes the issue. What we think is poor discipline is actually just a fragmented system. What looks like carelessness is really just a lack of shared, real-time information. Seeing it this way is an absolute game changer.
Just think about it for your own team. Where is the one single source of truth for your finances? Is there even one? Or is it scattered all over the place like this? A spreadsheet here, receipts in a team chat there, approvals buried in an old email chain? It's a recipe for miscommunication.
And that's really the bottom line. When your information is siloed like that, no single person can make a fully informed decision. Everyone is operating with just one piece of the puzzle, and that inevitably leads to problems.
And this is where the true cost comes in. Going a little over budget is one thing, but the damage this stuff does to team dynamics, to trust, to morale, that is way more expensive.
It all starts with that sinking feeling, the frustration when what you expect to happen just doesn't match reality.
That frustration then quickly hardens into distrust. You start second-guessing your teammates, wondering who dropped the ball.
And from distrust, it is a very short trip to just pure blame. The finger-pointing begins, and the team itself really starts to fracture.
And here's the full spectrum of the damage. People hesitate to make a move because they're afraid of making a mistake. Financial review meetings become super tense and stressful. And worst of all, that trust that holds a team together just starts to erode. And when that happens, productivity grinds to a halt.
Okay, but there is a way out of this cycle. And it's not about stricter rules or micromanagement. It's a simple, really powerful pivot toward one core idea: visibility. So what do we mean by visibility? Well, it's about creating a world where anyone on the team can see the real, up-to-the-minute financial picture. No more guesswork, no outdated spreadsheets, no hunting through emails for an answer. Just clarity.
And just look at the differences it makes. You trade assumptions for alignment. You replace all that confusion with confidence. And most importantly, you transform tension into trust. This isn't just a small improvement, it's a complete cultural shift.
So, how do you get this visibility? Well, it's not about telling people to try harder or be more careful. You can't solve a system problem with reminders. You solve it with a better system. I love this quote because it perfectly captures that shift in mindset. It takes the focus off blaming a person and puts it squarely on solving the problem together. You go from reacting to a problem to actually preventing it from happening in the first place.
And here are the practical steps to build that system. First, centralize everything. Get it all into one shared space. No more scattered files. Second, synchronize your data so everyone is looking at the same live information. And third, automate the process so accountability becomes a natural part of the workflow, not something you have to force on people.
Because a tool is only as good as the habits that surround it, right? Putting a new system in place is the first step, but building a culture of financial clarity is what really makes it stick. These are the habits that really define financially healthy teams. And notice, it's not one person's job, it's a shared responsibility. Everyone owns a piece of the clarity by logging things right away, talking about money openly, and reviewing the numbers together. And that, right there, is the heart of it all. Transparent, reliable data isn't just about spreadsheets and budgets. It's the foundation for trust between people.
When the numbers are clear, conversations get calmer and collaboration gets stronger.
And let's be really clear about the ultimate goal. This isn't about a manager controlling every penny. It's about empowering the entire team to be aligned, making smarter decisions together because everyone is working from the same clear picture.
So I'll just leave you with this question. The next time you feel that financial tension creeping in, take a step back and ask yourself, is this really a problem with the person, or is it a problem with our process? Is the issue the people, or is it the lack of visibility?